to talk because I'm just live on my regular channel. Hello, good evening, happy witching hour. I am tired, but I wanted to come and speak to y'all about a couple of things. First of all, it was a very rough winter for a lot of people. Um, we had the election and then also COVID, and then also war and terrorism and a whole host of other things. Many of y'all are dealing with stress, enough stress, especially on the job, that can kill you. And and has killed people before. Um, Depression, anxiety, health problems, weight gain, or either being stuck at a certain weight, financial troubles, confusion, and sometimes it can have a lot to do with the people that you're shaking. Whoa, can you turn that down a little bit? Thank you. Sorry. Sometimes that can have a lot to do with who you're shaking hands with and who you are exposing yourself to. And, being that so many people work, they have jobs, they have to interact with so many people. After a while, especially if you are either an empath or a medium, you will absorb those negative frequencies from other people. Okay. Also, just in general, negative spirits that are just kind of either roaming or either negative spirits that can be sent to you by people, or either negative spirits that have been with you since 2 or 3 lifetimes ago. Cleanses are really important to help balance out the chakras, especially after you have went through so much stress over whatever it is. They blame it all on witches, but it's not our fault. If you go through certain stresses, this can cause a buildup of tension in your muscles, in your bones. And the next thing you know, you're just feeling like crap. You feeling different pains in certain areas. There are even spirits, I see it all the time. Spirits that will attach to certain areas of the body. Parasites that can attach to your chakras. Parasites love to feed off of the chakras, especially the solar plexus. So the cleanses are really powerful and they're very important. I think that to get a good spiritual cleanse, you would have to work with somebody that really understands the human body, and understands what facilitates healing within the body. And you have to know about the chakras. I think that a lot of people, I have had countless people come to me and they'll want work done, but they'll say, "Oh, I went to so and so to get my cleanse done." Or, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? How long ago did you have a cleanse? Because according to your cards, you need one now." So there's some cases that I don't even take. I will not take your case if I know you need a cleanse and you refuse to get one. Okay. These spirits can be very oppressive, very tricky, and very suppressive. If I recognize that you are in need of a cleanse, I will always suggest you whatever it is that you're working on, especially if it's money work. If it's money work or if it's stress, a cleanse is not going to do nothing but do you, it'll actually do you a service instead of just going, oh, well, I want this and I want that. Well, you know what? There's spirits roaming throughout your body that is trying to control your mind, control your body, control your spirit. And for a lot of people, it's been controlling them for a very long time. That's why you see people that are, they're just stressed out all the time. Okay. Or either they have certain afflictions, breathing difficulties, asthma, um, asthma, anxiety, and allergies. Some of the biggest things that I work on, because after a while it just seems to become a buildup and a buildup and a buildup until I sometimes you may feel like you're about to have a nervous breakdown. And it is because so many people are in negativity overload, especially people that have to deal with negativity. Can you imagine? I know I do a cleanse on myself at least once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a month. I do one whenever it's necessary. People will try to project spirits onto you. Okay. A spirit doesn't necessarily have to be a physical body like we are used to seeing in the movies, a ghost. No, they don't usually have to have a physical body. It can just be an invisible energy. I'm trying to think of what to call it. Trying to think of what to call it. It's kind of like if you are angry all the time, that means that you have angry spirits in you. If you are depressed all the time, that means you have depressed spirits in you. If you have anxiety all the time, that means that you have very fearful and tranquil spirits on you. Anxiety is the number one sign of being cursed, by the way, because whenever somebody curses you, and there are very, very experienced practitioners out there, okay? Especially a lot of you people on YouTube that y'all just be showing y'all faces. Y'all don't realize that it is people out there that will mess you up, and they'll do it on purpose for whatever reason, okay? And those types of energies, what they will do is they will cause either the chakras to not function properly the way that they're supposed to. And then you won't have enough being delivered to the body. In fact, they'll block. A lot of people say, okay, we'll go get some sunshine. But there's spirits that will block that. It will block you from being able to absorb vitamins. Okay. And those are the really dangerous ones. You can completely turn your health around by doing cleanses. A lot of people say, well, I don't really want to do that because I don't believe in that. But you believe in the current state of mind that you're in. You believe in that. You believe that that's the way you're supposed to feel. Okay. And I've seen spirits that have literally just went into people's third eye and is literally communicating for them, sending them energy, sending them visions that make no sense. Okay. And they're doing it kind of just to flip you up. Your life will be so much easier and so much better just by getting a cleanse. Depending on what you do, and depending on who you are. If you are an empath, medium, psychic, I would suggest cleansing yourself once or twice a month. Okay. If you are somebody that has a job, for example, and my client that's watching, she's probably watching right now. Um, I have a client that works in the pharmacy industry, and I was actually warning her about working at pharmacies that offer opioids because they've put really strict stipulations on those, by the way. And I didn't even know this. She was explaining it to me. But I was telling her, I was like, well, you just need to protect yourself because those people that are coming in there to get the opioids, they got demons on them that make them take those pills. And what the demon does, this is how addiction works. The demon makes you think that you need that particular drug. So, no matter what industry you work in, whether or not you're a witch, whether or not you're a lawyer, well, it looks like you believe in it, Tito Santana, because you're always here, dear. Thank you for coming by. Oh, Lord. So, I was getting ready to make a point, and that person interrupted me on purpose, which is all good because let me just tell you something. Anytime you put lose weight in the title, it triggers people. My cleanses can absolutely help you lose weight, though. They can. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of that extra weight that you're carrying around, it can either be parasites or it could be spirits, it could be demons. Demons will make you overeat. I'm not telling you to go and, I mean, if you want to talk about mumbo jumbo, I mean, let's talk about, all of the people that have put people to death just because they're not perfect. Hey, Ivy Moon. Yeah. Um, yeah, there's been religious organizations that have literally put people to death because they were not born perfect. And so what I'm talking about actually saves people's lives. People that, you know, um, that have had these afflictions put on them purposely by people that know how to manipulate them. Hello, Ivy Moon. How are you? So, as far as your peace and tranquility, I have seen people just in a state of panic for months at a time, just in a state of panic. And it's because they have a lot of spirits and a lot of energies and a lot of frequencies. And then also with the cell phone technology and with everything else that could be a threat. The environment, cars. Okay, cars get on my nerves. Most of the time, cars get on my nerves. In fact, I'd like to get one that's good for the environment because it's kind of like a necessary evil these days. And just a lot of these things in the environment, people flushing pharmaceuticals down the toilet, the water being, you know, barely drinkable that comes out of the faucet. And it's just a lot of different spiritual, environmental, and physical dangers that are around you. And the demons, like that demon that just came in here, they don't want you to feel better. They want you to feel oppressed, and they want you to feel bad. They want you to, they want you to lose your breath of life. They do, because maybe they feel like they're dying. Maybe they feel sad. It's kind of difficult. I've done a lot of research on depression and anxiety. I've done a lot of research, internally and externally. And it's kind of a mystery. Why is this person depressed? Why is it that some people that you see, they seem to have everything going for them, but then they're depressed, they're sad. And so clinical depression is kind of a mystery. And see, when I start talking like this, but I'm absolutely, I was validated by a psychiatrist. I was validated because she said, there's some people that I can send to you that I don't feel that I can help. And so and you can even tell, like, in the, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't know if y'all ever saw that movie Gothica with Halle Berry. She was a psychiatrist, and she was kind of, it's like a whole plot to the movie or whatever, but come to find out, she was a psychiatrist, but she was actually a medium. So even though it's very difficult to grasp the concept of a practitioner being able to help you with those things outside of you being medicated. Okay, it's very difficult for people to accept this. Very difficult. And see, there's a lot of people that are taking the natural path. I mean, there was a lot of natural path doctors that were murdered. It's so weird. Like, they were all over the news. It's very scary. And those doctors need spiritual protection because, the demons, they want to keep you in captivity. They want to, and not a good, not, it's definitely not something that you're safe when you're dealing with, because those medications, they make you numb. They make some people suicidal. They make some people do the weirdest things. The medications are messing people's minds up every single day. Hello, Empress Ruby Rising. Hello. Okay, you're having problems with your mom, sweetie. My mom wishes me the worst. She don't want me to be better than her. She's possessed, honey. Your mom is possessed. Okay. If she wants me to do worse than her and my stepmom, she's very jealous and envious of me. Straight Cinderella story here. Well, you know what? That story is very common. And so more than likely, your mother is definitely possessed. She's probably very close-minded, and when you are close-minded, that's when demons can take advantage of you. That's when they can take advantage of you because you won't even know. So your mom just doesn't know she's possessed, honey. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Blue Rain 1804, how you doing? That's what it is. Especially after that long winter, boy, they put out a lot of negative frequencies during that election. It was so much negativity going on. Oh man. You can just tell that a lot of people in the world, especially people being cooped up in the house, um, but it's not the end of the world. It's actually not the end of the world. This is an opportunity for you to learn about your spiritual self, because it all connects: the mind, the body, and the spirit. It all connects. It does. And it's really difficult convincing a person that has been in that panic mode for quite some time for them to release that stuff and just let it go, just release it. And because your chakras will hold on to it. It'll hold on to all of that stress, all of that anger, all of that spiritual black magic energy. Y'all touching people that are afflicted by black magic. You're being exposed to people that have all kinds of spiritual problems. And if you are an empath, you're probably suffering the worst. I can feel it. A lot of empaths are in physical pain because of that. And you don't have to be. Like, it doesn't have to be a struggle. Having spiritual gifts does not have to be a curse. Okay, when you got spiritual gifts, you don't have to be the 10 of swords. You can be the 10 of pentacles. But you got to be the 10 of wands first, because you got to overcome that struggle. It's very difficult. Understanding what it is exactly that you're going through, especially if you're telepathic. People that are telepaths, they hear everything. They hear everything, and it's so very difficult. They show that more and more often. What I'm noticing is that even in movies that it's not supposed to be a spiritual movie, you can tell that that they are presenting to you spiritual people with spiritual gifts, and what they're going through, and it doesn't really say how you can deal with it, but it's kind of like presenting you with. And I was actually thinking about a movie in True Blood. Sookie in True Blood was a telepath, and it was really, really difficult for her because she could tell what everybody was thinking. She could hear thoughts, and that can be very difficult because you're going to hear when people talking about you bad, when people thinking about you bad, because people have a lot of negative thoughts. Just imagine how difficult that can be to actually hear what a person is thinking. That can be extremely scary and overwhelming. Okay. And they said that Sookie was a fairy human hybrid, but you don't have to be a fairy human hybrid. You don't have to be a fairy at all to be telepathic. Yeah. Um, yeah, and you know what? I can tell you that the spiritual cleanses is what got me through. And then also, after cleansing myself for like a few years, I started seeing a lot of those hexes that were put onto me. I started to see them disappear. And you feel lighter, you feel more peaceful, you feel more tranquil. A lot of people like to do their own cleanses, but I'll tell you that I've had a client describe it as almost being at a spa day, almost being at a spa, but it's an internal spa. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening internally, and then you'll start to see it on the external. Okay, so that, because and that is something that is pretty amazing to me, because I amaze myself sometimes. Like when I do a cleanse for myself, I'm like, whoa, no wonder people love these. Y'all have got to do it. A lot of y'all that need them cleanses, go ahead and get them. You'll breathe easier. You'll be more restful. You'll be more calm. You won't be sad. You won't be confused, because that's why people are saying the things that they're saying to you, because they want to confuse you. They want to confuse you. Thank you, Empress Ruby. Yeah, they want to confuse you. All of those negative things that people say, where do you think that that goes? Your mind will almost record it. And some people will have those negative thoughts just roaming through their head, and they can't stop after years and years and years. I've had people that have had so many negative thoughts that, I mean, it just, and then after one cleanse, they're like, whoa, I haven't felt this good in forever. And see, that is because it's lifting those bad spirits off of you, and it's putting them somewhere away from you. Now, if you get yourself around the same people, if you're constantly around negative people that are just extremely negative and toxic, you're going to need to be cleansed more often. No, I do a fire cleanse. The bathing portion of it is just one part, but the actual, I use either a 7 or a 14-day candle, either black or white. So I do spiritual cleanses I do a ritual cleanse. It's a ritual, and then it's also the chakra balancing, and then it's also other stuff that, but yeah, there's your most powerful type of cleanse is going to be with fire. You want to use fire for that. Okay, water is good. I always have you do your spiritual baths, but you got to have that candle. You do. You got to have that 7-day candle, or either 14-day candle. If you haven't been cleansed, and if you've never had a spiritual cleanse, I can just imagine how a person would feel if they have never had one. That has got to be tough, especially if you are a spiritual being. If you are somebody that has spiritual gifts, and it's no need in hating yourself. There's a lot of people that hate themselves because of, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Wasn't supposed to be that way. Spirit is always talking about something. And what your spirits are talking about, because these are invaders. These are not your spirits or ancestors. These are invaders that will invade the body, make you sick, make you feel suicidal, make you unappreciative of life, make you want to give up on life. They're very, very real. I have seen people lives just be destroyed when they could have just got a cleanse or two, and they would have been fine. And then, of course, God is going to put you on a different path. If that's the path that God, which is self, in my opinion, has chosen for you, then then it just is what it is. A lot of you guys' root chakra is just, it's blocked. Okay, it's blocked. The root chakra being blocked. Okay, either because of bloodline hexes, or just, some other entity not wanting you to survive. The root chakra is related to your survival. So if the root chakra has been compromised in any way, then it can be an obstacle in your survival. And the way that you can tell if the root chakra um, is blocked is if you're having a really, really, really difficult time surviving. If you're questioning, will I survive? If you have back pain, sciatica pain, um, low energy, your energy's real low. Now, a lot of us needed rest. Don't get that confused. But really thinking about getting one of your cleanses this year. It does. A lot of your spiritual attacks that are coming in through your dreams, um, a lot of them is if you're having nightmares, you shouldn't be having nightmares. I know there's a lot of people that have nightmares. You shouldn't be having those. Those can come from a variety of reasons, actually. Past life regressions is number one, and spiritual attacks. So I feel like somebody's spiritually attacking you. Like somebody's actually spiritually attacking you, Koza. Empress Ruby Rising. I am taking clients for cleanses. Okay, by the way, happy full moon to y'all because it's basically the full moon. We got a full moon in Leo. Yep, today. So, and we've been in Cancer for like the past 3 days. Um, Hello, Ladybug K. So if any of you guys are interested in cleanses, all you have to do is go to either my Etsy page or you guys can contact me. All of my contact information is below in the video description box. I think I always start people on a spiritual cleanse. Some of you guys need more work than just one cleanse. Okay, it took me 4 years to clear myself of a bunch of stuff. It took me 4 years. Okay, literally to get to where I wanted to be. And so when you think about, my goodness, I've had dozens of cleanses in that time frame. But I think it is a good place to start because just unblocking yourself all at once can be very difficult for some people. Okay, so the cleanses are a very good start because what they will do is they will give you the clarity that you need, because the reason why so many people are having bad luck is because their foresight is bad. When you see negativity in your foresight, I believe that it's fear. Okay? And I believe that that fear is what's going to manifest the outcome. This is the reason why there's a lot of people that will do these weird moon attacks. You know what I'm saying? And they'll try to purposely instill fear in you. Those people are trying to control you in some kind of way. You know, anybody that's trying to scare you about anything, it doesn't have to be a scary thing. It doesn't. Okay. And when you learn to let go of that fear, then you're going to start manifesting a whole lot more. Okay. Because if you got to think about it when it comes to your vision is going to directly tell you where you're headed. Your vision is going to tell you that. So that is your intuition. But it can also be that the view has been kind of skewed a little bit to where you can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just all bad. And then that's why you're going to manifest bad things. You're going to manifest everything that you don't want. Okay, especially if you talk negatively. Be careful with talking negatively. Okay, just if you around somebody that's just talking negative all the time, be careful with that, because negative thoughts lead to negative words, lead to negative actions. That's how you are manifesting this stuff. And a part of the reason is because you've got parasites. They're invisible. They're not worms. They're invisible parasites, and they're in your third eye. And so that's why you continue to manifest everything that you don't instead of everything that you want. You'll manifest what you don't want. Yeah. Empress Ruby Rising says, yes, I was surrounded by narcissists, envy, and evil by magic and mental projection. My root chakra, career, happiness, lower back pain, spiritual warfare been real. Well, and you know what? I think it's interesting that you said always warrior mode, but I can tell you that it is something that's extremely abnormal about the negativity that has been going on. It's extremely abnormal. Because my channel has definitely been under attack for years. And sometimes I feel bad for the people that are attacking because it's like, well, honey, you dealing with the spirit, you dealing with magic, you dealing with God. So I just don't think that you'll want to interfere in that. And there are some people that would like to do that because they don't feel good. They don't see any other way of them feeling better. And so that's why they will, try to block a spiritualist, but you don't always have to be in warrior mode. You don't. Your ancestors want you to be able to relax. They want you to enjoy life. They do. They want you to manifest the things that you want. Um, Being distrustful, not having trust in God. Okay. This is coming from the crown chakra because you can't really access that divine energy. You can't really access it with the crown chakra being closed. Can't access it. Okay. And I don't care if you got 2 inches of hair or 24 inches of hair. Hair length means nothing when it comes to an open crown chakra. Nothing. And people will try to block you purposely. They've been doing that. There's different reasons for doing that. Those people were probably just afraid. You cannot allow somebody that is more afraid of you to control you like that. Okay, you can't do it. And that's exactly what's happening with a lot of people. My only nightmare is when I see things before it happens, but it always, for other people, it's kind of scary. Been having foresight visions since middle school. Huh. Yeah. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a scary thing. It's something that I've gotten used to. I've gotten used to dealing with it because I've been dealing with so many people and their spiritual afflictions along with my own stuff because a lot of people will accuse me of not being perfect. Well, you know what? I'm not supposed to be. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But I think that when you are cleared of all that stuff, other people's opinions don't really matter because you doing what you know is right for you. Okay. So it really depends on what you're seeing. Are you seeing it happen to you or are you seeing it happen to other people? Okay. Is it happening to you? You may have those spirits that there may be some kind of entity that's paranoid. Paranoia can manifest negative things in your life. It can. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Oh yeah, I like that mantra. Yeah, but y'all understand that you shouldn't have to be sitting there fighting every single day. Y'all do understand that, right? Because if you continue to stress yourself like that, you know, that's when you start getting into the problems, the health problems. You seeing it happen to other people. Mm. Have you been warning those people? All they wish me backfired, and all they wish me they are living like real spiritual jail for them for stopping my destiny, block my alchemy. Well, yeah, when people are trying to block you, they're only blocking themselves because that's the frequency that they're in. If somebody's trying to block you, more than likely they're blocked themselves. So, you know, it does absolutely make sense. That's why it backfired on them because they were trying to block you, with whatever it is that you were trying to manifest for yourself. And then if for that's to me, people that are doing that, people that do that, they are usually typically very controlling. But when you're that controlling, if you notice that when you just let go, then everything seems to fall into place. So, people that do that, I think that for people like that to have an effect on your life, actually, I think that it is the belief that they are able to do that. Um, and belief goes a very long way. But usually those people are not manifesting what they want in life, and you can't be concerned with that. It's something that should be the least of your worries. Okay. I wouldn't even worry about those people. At this point, clear off their bad energy, cleanse yourself, and move forward at this point. And you'll find that things will start to happen for you. A lot of amazing things will start to happen for you. Okay. But, if you are, because man, I've seen spirits just oppress people. I mean, just to the point where they can't even get out of bed. And it's a very real thing. Um, it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Now, a lot of people say, well, where does the energy go? That's the whole point of fire. Fire cleanses. Okay. And since nobody's going to be setting anybody on fire, that would just not be a good thing. But you can still use the element of fire, which, a 7-day candle represents earth, air, fire, and water. Okay. So if those are all of the elements in one. When you get any candle, it don't even have to be a 7-day candle. A candle it represents earth, air, fire, and water. That's why candles are so powerful. The difficult part is the visualization, and then also being able to pull through healing and peace and tranquility through that visualization. That's the most difficult part. If anybody were to ask me, well, how do you manifest? How do you do it? Mainly through visualization. What? A lot of people don't know what that is because they've lost their vision. You can have perfect 20/20 vision and still be blind, which is what a lot of people are going through. So I cleansed a woman that had been working as a witch for quite some time. She had a lot of bad spirits in her. In fact, she had to do a back-to-back cleanse because it was just too much. It was too much. It was so much stuff that was built up, and she was sick as a dog. She was real sick. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was not easy, but um with a lot of work and a lot of coaching, she was able to release a lot of those negative energies and especially negative karma. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Even if you are an innocent party to some kind of argument or issue, you still have to deal with the negative karma of that person that's attacking you, which sucks. You can walk around and say, "Oh, I did the right thing," or "I was in the right," but it still doesn't matter because you exchanged energy with that person. Anytime you spiritually exchange energy, whether or not you're talking, shaking hands, hugging, whatever it is, that person, depending on what's in them, they can rub that bad energy off on you. Now, protection and shielding is very important as well. But what about all the stuff you've been carrying around your whole life? Because the original programming came from when you were a child. That's when the original blockages started to happen. Now, if you have a money blockage, that is a generational hex. A money blockage is a gen hex. Okay. If you are having trouble manifesting, that that can be gen hex. And those spirits are not no joke. They will try to keep you down. They will. They've kept a lot of people down. I'm talking about really bad to the point where, they are obviously suffering. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of people don't understand that spirit is so kind and so sweet and does not want to see y'all suffer. Okay. So that's why I thought I would come on here. Yeah, just to remind y'all, Kendra, get them cleanses. I'm telling you, because a lot of y'all, yeah, yeah, yeah. I always suggest people to fast a little bit when they're doing their cleanses, because you'd be surprised at the stuff that will come out of your stomach, the stuff that'll come out of your body. Because, okay, when you think about energy, energy can take on a physical form. That's what we are. We're energy molecules and atoms or whatever they say, and we make up a physical body. Those negative energies, once they enter the body, then it's on and popping, and they are literally they're literally forming another physical foreign body within your body. So that's why people end up with kidney stones. And sometimes people that have had cleanses, they like, I had some sand come out of me when I went to the bathroom. That stuff probably been in you since you was a kid. It's stuff that you be releasing that you've had inside of you since you were a baby. It's not the chakras itself. The chakras have to be there. Um, but it's okay. Let's say every single day I said to a person, you know, bitch, screw you, you're a numbskull. Okay, let's say if I said that to somebody every day, eventually that person is going to possibly have some kind of physical affliction eventually. So words and intent can take on a physical form. That is how we are creating the physical environment that's around us. Okay. So when you start to create things, because everybody went to go look at the symptoms of the coronavirus. Every symptom that they said you was gonna have, you had it because you put it in your head, and then it came out through your butt, probably. Okay. Now all of them. And I know that for me, I don't even look at stuff like that because I know that my mind, it used to be, but your imagination can get so real that it'll create that within yourself. So that's why a lot of people feel really crappy, you know, kind of feel burned out. You kind of feel overwhelmed, feeling like, why am I here? What is this life supposed to be about? And when you start to question that, that means that you're afflicted by some really bad spirits. You can't see the joy and the happiness and the good things in life, and then when you can't even appreciate them or enjoy them, then that's an even bigger problem. And what that is just a spirit. Sometimes it can be a disembodied spirit. There's spirits and ghosts and stuff and all that stuff that's roaming around here, added to the other stuff that we're dealing with. Yeah. See, Ladybug K, you can have people come to your house. You just have to, well, it's probably the best thing to have them remove their shoes. I have that thing, but I still let people kind of walk in the house with shoes on. It kind of irritates me a little because I don't never wear shoes around my house. Maybe house shoes, but I don't wear shoes around my house. But there's all sorts of ways that you can protect your home. Got to get some home protection. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we've been done all built up immunities to that. That virus has been around for a few years now. It's been around for a while. I know I need to cleanse myself. I haven't been doing that lately. Yeah, that you'd be surprised at how much better you feel. You'd be surprised. And mines are mainly for because what is killing everybody? What is killing people? Stress. Stress is what's killing people. It's the stress. Just everyday stresses that you've been going through for either 20, 30, or 40 years. And it builds up and builds up and builds up. And see, I always cleanse myself and then I come back on YouTube and it is some crazy stuff going on and stuff. So right now we've been having to stay vigilant because they have it's like, my goodness, what is it? What are you okay? I've been wanting to ask. I be wanting to ask some people like, God dang, are you okay? What's the problem? It's the only thing that helped me maintain half of my sanity because people are crazy. People are evil. People will do evil stuff just because they can. Why do y'all think that, people, y'all, I've been looking at some videos of people. Oh my goodness gracious. There's this one couple on YouTube. I think they have like, what, 3 million subscribers. They're a family vlogger and they were having some issues with a really scary stalker and stuff. And so, yeah, it happens. It does. And the best protection is spiritual protection. But if you're stressed all the time, if you're feeling down or in pain, this is a sign that you've got to expand upon what you currently believe in. And so this is the reason why I created my like the rituals that I mean, spiritualists have been doing cleanses and hex removers and money work and love work. They've been doing that for since the dawn of time. But um I created my own personal system for my cleanses, and they do work. And I've been picking that up on a lot of people. What about the shoes? Shoes makes a lot of sense. I grew up in a West Indian home, and it's like a unwritten rule to take your shoes off. That's probably why. Well, shoes attract a lot of crap in the house. They do. They attract a lot of bad spiritual energy, and then just filth also, because the bottom of somebody's shoes, they've been walking around on the ground. And shoes already carry negative frequencies because they're not, it's actually not natural. Like a lot of the shoes out there, all that plastic and stuff, that creates negative frequencies throughout the body. So that's why it's important to go stand outside on the grass, and even sometimes walk up and hug a tree, or either touch the tree. If you don't have no trees around you, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have trees around me. But yeah, yeah. Okay, sweetie, I look forward to it. Yeah, that's what it is. It is like a big weight being lifted from your shoulders. Mhm. Especially when I do that exorcism incantation. YouTube is YouTube. I'm gonna tell y'all the main reason why YouTube and YouTubers are under attack, because of their competitors. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. YouTube is the largest video sharing platform. Other platforms want to be the largest too. So I believe that a lot of these people, especially they want to run YouTubers off, they want to put them somewhere else. Go over there, go to these other websites. We want to grow too. So I think that's why YouTube especially has been under great attack, which I don't have an opinion either way. But there are a lot of people that have established themselves on YouTube, and it's only fair that they not be harassed or stalked. Okay, if people have content that people want to watch, how can you argue that, as long as it's not hurting anybody? And the Wiccan read is supposed to be "and ye harm none," but there's a lot of people that they think, they kind of, it's not, it's so many different people on YouTube, so many different people from all walks of life that are on YouTube. So it's huge when you put your face out on YouTube. It's huge because you don't know who's watching you. So, especially if you are a YouTuber, if you want to be a YouTuber, if you're out here, you know, with your kids and stuff. How do I feel about grounding mats? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up. I ain't never heard of that, Blue Rain. It's $ Jamila Briscoe. J8. Hold on, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, if you ever get that feeling to where your nerves are bad, and it's almost like when a person has been through so much, it's like if you touch them, it's like they're a hot potato. It's like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? And so people like that, you definitely need to clear yourself so that you'll feel better. And a lot of people will think of it as some kind of protective barrier. It's no, it's not. You are literally all of the pain receptors and stuff in your body is being activated, and you just, feel all clammed up and stuff, and it seems like what I think what happens when you get older is that you start to you get even more attractive to those spirits. And since they're trying to control everybody's lifespan, they want to lower the lifespan dramatically. I don't understand what the obsession is with that. It's so weird. You're welcome. It's so weird. I really don't know what the obsession is with that. I still don't get it. It's so weird. I guess it's their fear of running out of space for everybody. I have no idea, y'all. It's, you would have to be that person to kind of understand why they are on that agenda. Why do you see people that are older, but they're healthier? Why is it that some people become more healthier? More healthy is not proper English, but why do sometimes people become healthier in their adult, as an adult than they were as a child? There's some people that when they were in their 20s, they had health problems. But then when you start to um, get older and you start to pay more attention, then you realize that, especially if you're not just working on the body, but you're also working on your spirit. Okay. You're welcome, sweetie. Thank you. Appreciate that. Um, Cleanses are um, one of the things that can be a spiritual intervention, so to speak. Okay. It's, what are you doing, little man? You ran in here like you was running from somebody. A lot of time, what I was saying is that a lot of times the cleanses are like a spiritual intervention, because those though they're it don't even necessarily have to be a spirit per se. Like I said, like a ghost or something. That's how people sometimes look at it. It can be an energy, or it can even be a phantasm. I hate those damn things. They get on my nerves. This is energy that was created. Um, it's almost like it's created by something very negative to just bug the hell out of somebody. And so, you know, um, those are some of the things that I specialize in ridding people of, especially demons. You don't want a demon of, you don't want no demons on you. You know what I'm saying? None whatsoever, man. You want them off of you. And in order for you to actually rid yourself of those energies, which they work even harder, but they'll die down. They'll die down because, once you start to shield and protect yourself better, and you start understanding how to protect yourself, then you'll be okay. But I still think that, there are certain things that you are going to let in, and that's okay for you to let them in. For example, if there is a death in the family, sometimes when there is a death in the family, there's always usually a lot of pain and suffering that is associated with that. That can be really, really difficult. Going through a divorce, sometimes getting married can be a very stressful thing. Um, there's a lot of like a lot of the positive things that we're supposed to have in this world, they've somehow it got flipped around into a negative. Yes, Kendra, you can purchase my cleanses on Etsy. It's Kendra, have we done a consultation? I do prefer for you to get a consultation, but yeah, yeah, they can be purchased on Etsy. And the reason for the consultation is to give you a better understanding of self and what's going on and why it's happening and where you're going to see the changes and the differences. I kind of thought that yeah, the link to my Etsy is below. I haven't been using my website at all. It's just been more convenient for me to use Etsy, but yeah, you can go ahead and check that out. I'm just saying, it makes you feel better. Why should you have to suffer? Why should you have to feel that way? You shouldn't have to feel that way. You should be able to get up and feel good and, you know, because some people, even when they laying down and resting, they still don't feel well. And you wonder why. And then you wonder why these medications are not helping you. Well, that's because probably your body has built up a resistance or that's not the issue. It's another issue. It's a spiritual issue. Oh, okay. Okay. I do remember you. Yeah. If you have a narcissistic mother and then you were gang stalked, you definitely could use a cleanse just to give yourself a break because you've been internalizing a lot of that stuff. That's why gang stalkers talk about your butt. They talk about your stomach. They talk about your boobs. They talk about your hair. Because they are attacking that. They are attacking that area of the body. That's why. That's why they're doing that. That's why gang stalkers are doing that. It's a very spiritual experience that you're having. It's not a good spiritual experience, but it can open you up. Gang stalking is either going to result in a person going crazy, killing themselves, or maybe somebody else, or it's going to open them up to spirit and they're going to become, very, very powerful. So you can choose to take the high road or you can choose to take the low road and let that crap destroy you. So I'm definitely an expert on the gang stalking. And trust me, they can't mess with the cleanses. The cleanses are very powerful. Yeah, your body will start to build up a resistance. And so, well, just I mean, medications, all they do is treat symptoms anyway. You're not treating the original issue. You're not really treating the original issue. And I'm not discounting the medical field. That is not what I am doing. There are a lot of people before they go into surgery, they go and they get protection from spiritualists. Why? Because they want to make sure that they come up out of that surgery. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and your body is giving you signs that something is wrong. Your body's giving you signs that there is bad energy, especially stress. Stress is going to hit you right. And typically stress hits me in my stomach big time. Like my stomach will just, I'll just get bubbly guts and it's horrible, just feeling that kind of like that gassy, that tightness. Because, when people are, attacking you with negative words, this kind of has like a carbon monoxide effect on people. It kind of make you feel like, "Ooh, God, I don't feel well. I don't feel well." That is because that person is speaking things into you, especially if it's not true. If now, okay, they speaking stuff on you, and that's called vexing somebody. But if somebody decides to do that every single day for a couple of years, where you think your mind, body, and spirit gonna be at? Not in a good place. Okay. And it's very difficult, almost to the point where it will take over your mind to where you'll believe it and then you'll start to live it. You'll start to be that way because people and they've been um if you're a witch, more than likely you're being gang stalked. If you have some kind of witchery in your bloodline, because this current status quo is to just have everybody walking around like mind control slaves. And I think it's sick. I do. I think it's sick. I think that people are intelligent. I think that when you beat down on a person enough, that can actually have somewhat of an opposite effect. So I think that a lot of this stuff that is being done to us, just in general as human beings, it's because of confusion, and it's also because of other things I'm not going to get into that probably would freak people out. But you know, um, is it gonna be this way forever? I don't think so. I think that right now, what is happening is the paradigms are shifting, which is why you're seeing witchcraft being sold in the mainstream as Reiki and things like that. Okay. And Reiki is no different than doing witchcraft or healing work. Hello, Mia Pete. How are you? How you been? Where you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing in the family? I'm kind of sleepy, y'all. So I don't know. A lot of people will say, oh, well, that's just that mumbo jumbo you're talking about. Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Okay. Don't knock it till you try it. My gang stalking ex would send me texts telling me that I'm a witch and in a cult. I'm thinking I'm not the one committing felony crimes against other people. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's under possession. Honestly, the harm comes in that whole witch thing. The harm is mainly coming in them attacking witches. That's where the harm comes in. Okay, otherwise it wouldn't be a problem. Most of the time, those people that do that, they think that they're doing people a good thing and they're actually doing people a disservice. It's horrible. You said a lot's been going on. Well, I hope a lot of good, sweetie. So he out there committing felony crimes against other people, but you're the bad guy, huh? That's called scapegoating. That's what that's called, Kendra. He must have some kind of guilt. He must feel guilty for what he's doing, and he needs to transfer some of that to you. So, you know, I can you just do negative things and just cleanse yourself? Yeah, you can. But I would say, just like I was talking about earlier, I had a discussion earlier about, um, just using really baneful magic on people that don't deserve it. But you can't really look at yourself as a victim. A lot of y'all, even a lot of y'all that are watching this channel, y'all are natural witches. Okay. You were born with it in your bloodline and you're being persecuted because of it. So gang stalking is like a persecution ritual, but you're being initiated. A lot of you guys are being initiated. That's how spirits see it. Them other people may think, oh, I just want to kill her to get her out of the way. I can't stand her, but it's don't listen to your spirit guides. Okay. Because a lot of you guys will contact me and you'll say, oh, I've been going through this. I've been going through that. And I'll say, listen, you are being tested. Okay. You are being tried. You are being shown who you really are. It's not that the gang stalkers are telling the truth, because gang stalkers will say very negative things to you. But it's all about placing blame for a lot of the confusion. People want to blame, blame, blame. Oh, thank you. I'm about to braid my hair up. I've been looking for the opportunity to do it, and I think I'm gonna do it probably. But yeah, so I'll probably be off camera for a couple of days braiding my hair up. But thank you. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being a natural witch. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't suggest having having an intent to hurt people. Um, but even the nicest of witches, there's a lot of nice witches out there that, if somebody messes with them, that you got to go to work. You do, especially if you're being attacked energetically. As a witch, I think it's important to not just pay attention to other witches or maybe warlocks, but also what they are doing to you energetically. Energy, and that's basically what magic is. It's you're manipulating energy. You can, some people manipulate energy in a very negative way, and then some people can manipulate your energy in a very positive way. Your grandmother was a witch. Yeah, my grandmother was a witch too. Well, my great grandmother. I never saw my grandmother do witchcraft like my mother's mother, but she she did a lot of kitchen witchery. My grandmother was a kitchen witch, which is very powerful. Kitchen witches are very powerful. A lot of people sleep on kitchen witches. You know, you can possibly, you can definitely control everything with what you eat. A lot of things you can control with what you eat, for real. You can, and what you put on your table. And so, you know, a lot of our grandmothers were kitchen witches, and that's why they taught us how to cook. I should lay down. Do I sound tired, Ladybug? I am. I'm about to lay down. I'm not. I'm probably gonna fall asleep while I'm watching this movie. I'm gonna catch a Netflix movie. Oh, she taught your mother witchcraft, but she refuses to use it. Probably because she's scared of it. Probably because she's scared of it. If you're a natural witch, you have natural enemies in spirit. That just natural enemies in spirit is what I call them. Okay. And these are, and see, I'm gonna talk about this more tomorrow. I'm gonna get out of here. But stay tuned, because I want to come and talk to y'all more about that past life stuff, because that stuff is very real. Spirits and entities and energies, and then past life regressions to where you may relive a certain thing that may have happened on a certain day. So that stuff is very real. Okay. And then also things from, your previous life that may be positive. That you may have positive things that are coming in from the past life, but especially if you're a witch, or if you're somebody that had to, because I know that witches have been fighting for their rights for years, for a very long time. When you had the other people on the other side that were essentially afraid of it. That's why they're upset with you, is because they scared. Sometimes some people's mind just goes to the scariest, most negative thing possible. So, all right, y'all. Yeah, I am gonna go. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful evening. And if you guys want to check out my reviews on Etsy for the cleanses, you can. Okay. You know, stop suffering. You don't have to keep suffering. You ain't did nothing to have to suffer, especially if I mean, if you made a mistake 6 months ago, you ain't got to keep suffering. If you made a mistake a year ago, 2 years ago, just stop punishing yourself, sending yourself through it. Okay. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Peace and love.